more bouts of tantalizing chess boxing. Oh yeah, that's just one thing we have. We've also got the most experienced chess boxer on the planet. And we've got 3 local fighters tonight as well. That's the correct level of excitement. Keep it going. So, tonight, as you may have noticed, with all the signs and banners everywhere, isn't just about chess boxing. No, this evening is also about supporting a brilliant charity, Yellobric. Now, Yellobric is working to transform thousands of lives in sub-Saharan Africa. It supports children and teachers using digital media to achieve literacy, which is extremely important in creating a society that can sustain itself without aid for future generations, which is a good thing, I think you'll all agree, yeah? Correct, well done you. So, when you see the buckets go round, you'll see some buckets, you know what to do. Please, please, please give any change you've got and give generously. It's for a really, really good cause. You're going to do that? Very good. I like you, Norwich. You're doing well. Well done. So, without any further ado, what are you all here for? Let's go again. I want it better. What are you all here for? Very good. It's time for bout 1. So first into the ring, in the blue corner, will be Matt Crazy Arms Reed.
Well, we want to be free. We want to be free to do what we want to do.
Now, he'll be joining us from London.
And we want to have a
He's
good time.
38 years old. He weighs 78 kilograms and stands at a whopping 6 foot and 6 inches tall. Yeah, much taller than me. He's done 21 fights. He's had 15 wins and 6 losses. And Matt is actually the most experienced chess boxer on the planet. He's known for his lengthy limbs and can crack a jab at about 1 meter. Ouch. Let's welcome him to the ring, Matt Crazy Arms Reed. We'll be joined by Richard Razor Frazer. I know, it's good, isn't it? He'll be joining us from London tonight. He's 41, weighs 76 kilograms, and stands at 5 foot and 10 inches tall. This is Richard's 7th fight, with 3 wins and 3 losses. Razor is also one of the most experienced chess boxers on the circuit. He's fought across the European stage. Ooh. Welcome, Richard Razor Frazer!
But it's out of my control, you shit out on block. I don't wanna be unfair with the pair. We got beat that weak shit, you got good spot without new box. Who's right? Good squad without new one. I don't wanna sound uncommon, the sounds I make, but the sounds of the hounds out I'm howling. When you bad, I'm here growling. Same time under the blanket, you're cowering. Cowering like cowards, cowering on time, beach out with the Rikers Island.
Okay, give it up for both your fighters! And I'm now gonna hand over to your commentary team.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tim Walgar, your chess commentator for the evening. Ringle's name? Anyone know? Please give a big round of applause for our... What? Yeah, just as they should be. So Matt is white. Please give a round of applause for our chess referee tonight. That's Canwell, who plays for the British women's chess team. Our two combatants tonight, Matt Crazy Arms Reed and Richard Frazer, both very experienced chess players, so we should be in for a good game. When we're ready, shall we sound the bell? And they're underway. So Matt strikes out in the center with a pawn move and brings his knight out too. This is sensible chess from the White Army. Now there's an opportunity now for a piece to get taken. As we know, pawns take on the diagonal, but Richard declines that opportunity. He's saying to Matt, why don't you take my pawn instead? Well, we'll see who cracks first under this tension. Moving pieces towards the center, you'll see, is very typical of good chess players. Chess, somewhat like football, I've heard it said, the most important action happens in the middle of the park. Although I've also heard it said that chess is like football without the sex. So Richard persisting with an attack down the left-hand side of the board as we look at it. That's what we call the queen side. And Matt takes advantage of that by opening up an attack of his own in the center. I won't say anything, but I think some of you chess players in the audience have noticed there's a threat there. I don't want to give anything away, but Richard needs to be a little careful with his next move. And he puts his knight right over onto the left-hand side of the board. Now, that's not necessarily a great place to have a knight. We have a saying, a way of helping the young chess players to position their pieces correctly, that a knight on the rim is dim. And that knight doesn't look too bright to me at the moment. It just does not control much of the game. And now Crazy Arms gets his rook in the game with a check. First check of the game. Richard blocks with his other knight. That's looking a bit more sensible, maybe heading towards a central square. But you can see that in terms of development, Richard hasn't really done himself any favors so far in this game. Probably wants to get castled now. Yes, that's a good idea. That's a move you can do once in every chess game. And it's the only time you're allowed to move both your rook and king, two pieces at the same time. Now, a good move for Richard now might be, that's the end of the round, so we'll get those chess pieces out and get ready for the next round, which is boxing.
Run the jewels. And the crowd chants, get that paper. And the mob says, kill that witch. This city get mad to the max, better wave body by to the high straight kids. Get a tin for half of the raining. Hot water from the roof to the basement. I'ma smoke to the planet, eat races. Build a white flag at a zigzag, waving.
Often I'm smoking coffee. Sip lean on the bean like Boston. My young bitch, he'll find like Cambria when she made that movie coffee. But when my wife in town, a jacket brown to stay up off me. Cause if they don't, somebody get shot and they gon' buy a coffin.
With the pull of a pin, a grenade, and a crowd that they feed it, it's sold to its options. I'm a fool for the win, I've been made to be live, but these other guys drowning in softness. In the urn of the dirt, get tossed it. With a grin of a smirk and a cost it. I'm a sin on a burst like a kid in a hearse or a non in a cum shot. Stop it.
Big beast in the cage with a heart for the rage, it seems I can't behave. You can try to get out, oh well, you fail, this thing the world can't be saved. These streets is full with the wolves that starve for the weak, so they after the weak. In a land for the lambs I am, and I be damn phone show my run the jewels, 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 jewels. Run the jewels, 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 jewels.
Come on, Crazy Arms. Throw something. Go on, man. Come on, Crazy Arms. They're both left right. When I say hard, both left right. Yeah, I'm the coach. Go on, Matt, throw the big right. He's open.
Hey.
Fashion slave, you protested to get in a fucking lookbook. Everything I scribbles like the anarchist cookbook.
Look good, posing in the center for the cookbook.
Black on black with the ski mask, that is my crook look. How you like my styling, bruh? Ain't nobody smiling, bruh. About to turn this motherfucker up like Rikers Island, bruh. My thuggers and my cripples and my blooders and my brothers. When you niggas gon' unite and kill the police motherfuckers or take over a jail, get them CO's hell. The burning of that sofa, goddamn, I love the smell. Blankets and pillow torching, where the fuck the warden? And when you find them, we don't kill them, we just waterboard them. We killing them for freedom, cause they tortured us for boredom. And even if some good ones die, fuck it, the Lord will sort them.
We out of order, your honor, you out of order. This whole court is unimportant, you fuckers are walking corpses. I'm a clip wig synonym, living within distortion. I bite into a cyanide molar before you wars win. I'm a New Yorkie and I'm fucked for the jump. I wear my Yankees so tilted, I actually walk with a hunch. Look at Mikey, I think he like me, we are sinister sons.
Hey, we the type to preach it with a grin and a gut. Come on, come on.
Running too fast, running too fast, running too fast, running too fast,
A wise man once said,
we all dead, fuck it.
just spit it disgusting youngin' and hold your nuts while you gunning. I listened, tatted the sentence on my dick last summer. Now I'll never get that phrase off my brain, it's no wonder. I'm here to buy hearts, I got hundreds. Honey, the cheaper the parts, the better buy for the money. I'm training for China.
And we're off with another round of chess. So, Matt, with the white pieces, is it my imagination or has no, that's the way it was before, wasn't it? Yeah. So Matt with the white pieces has a slightly better position, I would say. His pieces are more active, and certainly he dominates the center of the board, which is really one of the things you try to do. If you dominate the center, you can attack in all directions. What's happening here? The slight problem with the clock is there. Luckily, Matt is an expert with these chess clocks, so if he can't fix it, I'm not sure who can. Yep, he's got it working, well done. And it's Richard to move. He attacks the bishop on the right-hand side of the board, so how will Matt respond now? Retreats. Now, Richard has two choices. He can go after that bishop, force it to move again, to relieve the pressure on his knight, which you can see in the center of the board, but he chooses not to, and that could be an error, as you can see that, well, again, I don't want to give anything away. Matt may have missed an opportunity there. I'm not going to say anything more than that. So, forward comes the knight. Now, that's a much more aggressive square. We do like that square for the black knight, coming in and ready to cause some mayhem in the black position. In the white position, sorry, I should say. Now, Matt lines up queen and bishop. He would dearly love those two pieces to be the other way around, because then he could threaten checkmate by throwing his queen down. Oh, but Richard reacts against it anyway, so he obviously doesn't like the idea of a bishop check coming in there. Now, Matt makes a move, and this is an opportunity for Richard to reposition his bad knight. Will he take it? It may be at the cost of some material, but at the same time, that knight is not really doing much on the left-hand side of the board. He takes a different idea now, moves his knight into the play. He, Crazy Arms quickly reacts, attacks the knight with the bishop. It's tricky to know what's going to happen next in this game. There's a lot of action and a lot of pieces under attack. Okay, now that's an exchange. Knight has taken a piece. Come on, big round of applause. First piece is taken. Well done. And it's Richard who draws first blood. Matt, and that's the end of the round with Matt to move.
Down on the side of dissonance. I can't even relax without sirens off in the distance. Not shitting you, little buddy. This fucking island's a prison. The only solace I have is an act of conjugal visiting.
My solitary conditions preventing conjugal visits. Domain and missing my misses. They keeping me from my chilling conditions. Create a villain. The villain is giving vision. The vision becomes a vow to seek vengeance on all the vicious liars and politicians. Profiteers of the prisons. The forehead engravers, enslavers of men and women, including members of clergy that rule on you through religion.
So strip your kids to the nude and then tell them God will forgive them.
Run them tools fast, run them tools fast, run them tools fast, run them tools fast, hey, run them. It's Taylor on the cut, lifting 6 on your stitching crew. I'm miles ahead of you, you can sip my bitches brew. My battle status is burning mansions from Dallas to Malibu. Check my resume, your residence is residue. All of a skin job, and my honey dick will backflip for you. You playing God, your eye socket, she gon' rip it too. We sick of bleeding out a tray, spraying victim you. Done dying, Philip AK dicking you. Eclipse in the bottom, we dipping from Gotham. Yes, eclipsed by the shadows of dark dance to the coffin. I'm a fellow with melanin, suspect of a felony. Whip like rock in my law, feds is checking my melody. Less aggressively tested with bump stretches and penalties. Some cases we're facing the cop, please, when we season the pump. With reason to dump on you global grand dragons. Still piling fast bucks, Afghani toe tagging.
Picture this, I'm a bag of dicks, put me to your lips. I am sick, I will punch a baby bear in his shit. Give me lip, I'ma send you to the yard. Get a stick, make a switch. I can end the conversation real quick.
I am crack, I ain't lying, kick a lion in his crack. I'm the shit, I will fall off in your crib, take a shit. Hit your mama on the booty, kick your dog, fuck your bitch. That boy dressed up like he Santa and took pictures with your kids.
We the best, we will cut a frowny face in your chest, little wench. I'm unmentionably fresh, I'm a mensch. Get correct, I will walk into a court while it wrecks, screaming, yes, I am guilty, motherfuckers, I am death. Hey, you wanna hear a good joke?
Nobody speak, nobody get choked.
Your bunions, I'm coming, I'm the dumbest. Who flame throw your fuck shit to Funyuns. Flame your crew quicker than Trump fucks his youngest. Now face the flame fuckers, your fame and fate's done with.
Charlie Brown, Peppermint, Patty, Linus, and Lucy. Put coke in the doobie, roll woolies to smoke with Snoopy. I still remain that dick rabbit slacker to spill the wookie. Cause the total of the toolie will murder you friggin' moolies. Fuck out of here. Yeah.
So we prepare for round 4. Here we go. What are the opportunities for either player? Matt has just recaptured with the queen, taking the knight. Now this is a good move from Richard, because when Matt recaptures that piece using his pawn, that pawn will be undefended just in 2 squares in front of the king. And there's a possibility that Richard could gain a little bit of material. I presume Matt will recapture that bishop. Or he may have other ideas, you never know. That's the great thing about chess, you know, it's never predictable, especially in chess boxing. Now, Richard's time is ticking down. He hasn't touched his clock, which maybe he should do, having made his move. Referee, maybe you want to give Richard a nudge. You should touch his clock. You can see the time on each side. Matt being a little bit naughty there, not alerting his opponent to the fact that he'd forgotten to hit the clock. Oh, what's happening now? Yeah, so Richard has 3 minutes 48. So the clock not reacting to... okay, so maybe we're going to need to reset the board here. We may have a slight issue. Maybe we can pause the clock, please, referee, while we sort out a slight technical issue with our board. The electronic chessboard is a very highly sophisticated piece of equipment developed by scientists at NASA. Fortunately, they're still working on this prototype. A couple of little bugs they've got to clear up. Hold on 1 second.
We get
crazy love. My noisy neighbors live just above me up in 13A. It's Jama A Day. The super say he gon' fix the heat for sure. I done heard it 5 times before. 3 locks on every door, cause some folks got the tendency to take. It ain't Beverly Hills, more like Stephanie Mills. I never knew love like this could ever exist. 4 corners in your metropolis. Yo, it's the PJs. We exquisite like cars made in foreign. See, ain't a day out here ever boring when gunshots keep you up instead of heavy snoring. Pipe stripping instead of rivers pouring. The elevators broke again, and man, I'm needing a lift. Thank God we don't stay up on the 25th floor. Yo, we ain't always at war. It's a lot about the projects I do adore, but you wouldn't understand it. The PJs is like another planet.
Okay, I think we're ready to continue. We're going to play from this position. It's Richard Frazer to move, and this is a position, so we'll give him a 5-second count and then restart the clocks. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and off you go. A very interesting position for Richard. How will he approach? He's got opportunities. You can see that the pawn could take the knight, except for the fact that if he moves it, he'd be leaving his king exposed to a check. So that pawn next to the black king is said to be pinned. But there are other interesting opportunities on the board. The bishop and queen seem rather juicily lined up to me, but that's just me. Will Richard see that opportunity? I don't know. And he's done it! He's done it! And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a checkmate. The queen shoots down in front of the white king, and the game is over! There is no safe space for the white king to move to. It's all over!
Come to our project about 4 in the morning, so I can tell you what be going on there. 1 block, gunshots, some hot stuff. Sell it to you for $1, boy, that ain't enough. Handcuffs on your brother, man. My wife's wondering when you gonna fix the tennis plumbing, man. I'm tired. This ghetto's cool, but it's on fire. I see this fool with a crack pipe looking wired.
So, the winner by checkmate, Richard Frazer! Give it up!
It ain't easy to me, cause I'm tripping off these people with their thievery. Black, white, Chicano, Elefano. Every guy know about the stolen cell phone. I got the hookup.
Oh, what a tantalizing bout that was. I think you'll agree we're on the edge of our seats. Bit of technical failure always spices it up a little bit. So, have you enjoyed it so far, Norwich? Of course you have. It's been fantastic. Are you ready for bout 2? Very good. So, first up, joining us shortly in the blue corner will be Max Jock Gershfield. Yeah, he's joining us all the way from Amsterdam. He's 28 years old, weighs 90 kilograms, and stands at 6 foot and 3 inches. He's had 1 fight so far with 1 win. Looking good so far, right? Max was an under-12s chess champion at school, but I know it's cool. Chess champion at school, but he never got over receiving nothing but a slow clap when accepting his trophy. I think we can do better tonight for him, can't we? Yes! So give it up for Max Jock Gershfield! Toby Slowby White. He'll be joining us from Priddy in Somerset. He's 31 years old, weighs 92 kilograms, and stands at 6 foot 1 inches tall. He's had 3 fights so far with 1 win and 2 losses. Toby fought in the infamous Brexit belt. Some of you might remember that. He's famed for his aggressive style and high-worn rugby socks. So let's give him a huge hand pulling up his socks and a big round of applause for Toby Slowby White! Hand you back to our wonderful commentary team. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jem. So here we go. 2 big chess boxers in the heavyweight division. And let's see if their chess is heavyweight as well. Yeah, it's okay, just carry on, Max. I'm going to get this working just a second, don't worry, we'll come on. The boxers wear headphones, which are blaring out music, so they can't hear any of my commentary. Under the possibly illusory idea that I might give away a good move. Highly unlikely. Hold on a second, they're moving, but the ball's not keeping up. Sorry, can we have a restart, please? Have the pieces back into the starting position, and where's the ball going to play ball? Yes, it is. Fantastic. So, a similar opening to last time, both players moving their king's pawns and knights coming out into the centre. Both players playing extremely fast as well. This can be to your favour because obviously the clock times are important, but there is such a thing as recklessly fast as well, and maybe there's a possibility of that in this situation, because now straight away, oh dear, this is a problem for Toby. After just a few moves, he loses a crucial pawn, and more importantly, his queen and the rook on the right-hand side of the board are both attacked simultaneously. A knight is worth 3 points on the chessboard, whilst a rook is worth 5, so it's not usually a good idea to swap a rook for a knight, even less of a good idea to lose it for nothing. So let's see how Toby reacts to this tricky situation. Oh, Max in no hurry to take the rook, and now giving his opponent an opportunity to save the rook. It is possible to castle your king on both sides of the board. Now, bearing in mind that yes, he does move his rook forward, so and now that knight doesn't look tremendously comfortable to me. It's possible that he's gone from having an advantage there to a disadvantage. That would be called snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. Yeah, as I see now, the knight is challenged by the black bishop, and how will it escape from that position? Even if He exchanges bishops now. The black knight has the white knight has no safe squares to go to. So a very interesting turn up. Excellent move. Fighting fire with fire. He feels his piece is attacked, so the knight comes to a central square and attacks one of Toby's pieces. In fact, it attacks one of his pieces and one of his pawns, and it's a bit of a tricky situation for black. This is turning into a very tactical game. Oh, interesting. So that's probably the best move that black could have played there. And we have a fascinating contest on the chessboard. Next round, it's a fascinating game. The complications appear endless. Now, that's a great move from Toby. He moves a pawn forward. Looks like maybe for no apparent reason, but what he's done is he's opened up a line of attack on that advanced knight of maxed Jock Talk Gershfields. Now, we come back to that question we asked ourselves before. Where does the knight go for safety? It doesn't appear to be many options. Now, there's an opportunity for Toby, and he takes it. He's swapped off his rook for the knight. Is Max going to take the rook? Probably the best thing to do would be to take the rook. A rook is worth 5 points, so it is worth almost the same as 2 minor pieces, which would be worth 6. So there is a slight imbalance opened up in the game now. Toby has more pieces, although Max has fewer pieces. Those pieces that he does have are more powerful. So it's an interesting, imbalance. That was a canny move. Yes, that backwards move from Toby's knight will enable him to get his king castled over on the left side of the board. Castling the king, as we've discussed, is a great way of getting your king out of danger. In the center of the board, it can be attacked from 2 different sides simultaneously, but if you push it over onto the left side of the board or to the right, then at least you're defended on one. You have a barrier against one side. It's like having a castle wall to one side of you. Now, the black bishop is attacked. Max is getting aggressive. He wants to open the game up. He's pushing forward with his pawns. This is what we call a pawn storm, ladies and gentlemen, a pawn storm. Whoa! Toby opens up a square towards, I'm not quite sure what the idea behind that was. He may be thinking of putting his bishop there. Wouldn't necessarily be the greatest position for it. And the pawn storm continues. It's an avalanche of pawns. Both players about level on the clock. Toby has slightly more time, and maybe he should start to think about using that extra time as well as his extra piece. There's a theory in chess that, there's the end of the round, and once again, we end on another chess cliffhanger.
Gonna take me alive. The time has come to make things right. You and I must fight for our rights. You and I must fight to survive. No one's gonna take me. Time has come to make things right. You and I must fight for
And they're off. Very delighted to report that the technology is behaving itself, and now Toby aiming to activate his pieces. Here Max straight away attacks, and he has a good chance of winning something now, and he has won a bishop! So now, having gone from being a piece down with the exchange, rook for a minor piece, he's now leveled up the overall number of pieces on each army, and he still has the powerful rook pair. If he can get those working for him, this could be a very interesting game for Max Jock Gershfield. But Toby responds to adversity by attacking, as is his way. We've come to know Toby's tactics from old, but that pawn storm continues. The pawn avalanche is turning into a pawn tsunami. Where will it end? Of course, if a white pawn or a black pawn gets to the last rank of his opposition, gets to the other side of the board, it can transform into another piece, any piece that the player chooses. In most cases it will be a queen, which is the most powerful piece on the board. Now Toby attacks with a pawn in the center. Now he's looking ideally to trap that white bishop on a difficult square, and he may yet do that. The white bishop there in the corner now. Oh dear, where's it going to go? How does it get out of danger? Very interesting point. That's a good move. He brings his rook across to defend the bishop's square, which in fact also has a pawn there waiting for it as well. But of course that square is now occupied by the white rook. So things are looking good for Max Jock. All of his pieces are advancing into the enemy camp. Can Slowby withstand this attack? This is what we call a really all-out, no-holds-barred assault. Shock and awe. Now, there is an opportunity here for Toby if he sees it, of course. He may not see it. I certainly don't want to give anything away, so let's see how the game progresses. Jock Talk is all-amount aggression in this game. He's aiming to bamboozle his opponent with an all-out attack, but Toby has seen the opportunity. He's whipped off that bishop, and Jock Talk now has no answers. There's nothing defending that square, and once again the tide turns. This really is an exciting chess game.
And lately everyone feels fake. Somewhere I lost a piece of me, smoking cigarettes on balconies. But I can't do this alone. Sometimes I just need a light. I call you on the phone, need you on the other side. So when your tears roll down your pillow like a river, I'll be there for you. I'll be there for you. When you're screaming, but they only hear you whisper, I'll be loud for you. But you gotta be there for me too. Last year took a toll on me.
What an amazing effort from both fighters. Please give them a huge round of applause. What a round. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, on with the game, and who knows what will happen next. I've got to confess, it's not the easiest chess game to commentate on, because you really never know what's going to happen next. Normally in chess, there's a certain amount of, you kind of can predict what's going to happen because of the position, but these two guys are mavericks. They play their own game, their own style, their own way. Who knows where this will go from here? Our chess referee is just doing a little adjustment to the clock. Both players are happy. And so Toby swings his rook across to an aggressive looking square, but does it actually attack anything? Well, it does, as you can see. There's a white pawn down in front of Jock Talk's rook, and it is attacked by multiple pieces at the moment. So how will that work out? So Jock Talk whips off a pawn of his own. So Toby has now the opportunity to press forward with his attack, but will he take it? This is the question. Sometimes he does take it. He is aggressive, if nothing else. So There's a saying in chess which we call a poison pawn. A poison pawn is a pawn that looks like tasty meat to eat, but is it really something? Oh dear! In this case, it is. The knight jumps away, and this is a check. And Max Jock Gershfield is in big trouble now. Where does his king go? Can he capture the knight? Well, yes he can, but at some cost to his position. Ladies and gentlemen, we could be in for a sudden end to this game. And once again, the tide appears to have turned. The white king is in check from the knight, a very clever move from Toby. Max has to react. He really only has two options. And both of them will result in the same outcome. In the event of timekeeping, I think you can see he's not going to resign, but the referee may be forced to give him a standing 10 count. And if that's the case, if he doesn't move within 10 seconds, he will be forced to submit the match. Come on, Max, I think you're going to have to make a move. And he takes the knight. That means if Toby has what I think he has in mind, it's another checkmate, ladies and gentlemen. An incredible match, incredible chess game, incredible boxing. Please give your appreciation to the fighters.
And another win by checkmate for Toby Slowby White! Oh, well done, fighters. Now, I don't know about you all, but I'm feeling a bit thirsty, so I think it's time for an interval. So go refresh your drinks. We'll see you back in the ring in 15 minutes. Thank you very much. Let's give it up for the fighters one more time. Yes, you charged your glasses. Yeah, had a good time. Good, are you ready for some more chess boxing? Yes! So, bout 3 for your pleasure. In the blue corner, we will have Leon Bomber Harris. I hear the support because this is a local lad from North Walsham. Guess where his family sat? Nice to see you. He's 17 years old, weighs 65 kilograms, and stands at the great height of 5'11". And this, ladies and gentlemen, is his first fight. Now, Leon didn't give me a blurb because he wanted to make a special shout out to Keza Bomber Harris. They might be related. So, put your hands together for Leon Bomber Harris! Is Darrel Almighty High. Wait up, he's another local lad from Welsham. He's 21 years old, weighs 73 kilograms and stands at 5'11". And this, ladies and gentlemen, is also his first fight! Now, when he's not chess boxing, Darrel fits kitchens and bathrooms, so if anyone's looking to get any work done, we know who to ask. Welcome to the ring, Darrel Almighty High!
You know I'm mobbing with the D.R.E.
You know who's back? So blaze the weed up there. Blaze that shit up, nigga. Yeah, suck,
Top dog, light 'em off, nigga, burn this shit up. DPGC, my nigga, turn that shit up. CPT, LBC, yeah, we hook
Have a good match, guys. I'll hand you over to our commentary team.
Dealers, yeah, they giving it up. Low life, yo life, boy, we living it up. Taking chances while we dancing in the party for sure. Slip my hoe with 44 when she got in the back door. Bitches looking at me strange, but you know I don't care. Step up in this motherfucker just to swing in my hair. Bitch, quit talking, quick walk if you're down with the sick. Take a bullet with some dick and take this dope on this jet. Out of town, put it down for the father of rap. And if your ass get cracked, bitch, shut your trap. Come back, get back, that's the part of success. If you believe in the X, you'll be believing the straps.
It's the motherfucking D.R.E.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give my voice a rest for this bout, and your commentator for this bout will be Matt Crazy Arms Reed. Please give him a big round of applause.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Leon Bomber Harris as the white pieces this evening. I can also get a shout out for Darrel Almighty High, who's got the black pieces. This evening's chess boxing bout will be over a total of 15 minutes. Each side will have 7.5 minutes. Would the fighters like to take a seat? And if Tim hasn't explained, the fighters are wearing headphones so they can't hear what I'm saying. They're now hearing Justin Bieber and Baby, Baby, Baby. Okay, so we started off with 1d4 from white, and Darrel's come out with the French defense. That's the e6 move. Okay, a sensible opening. We've got some chess players here, ladies and gentlemen. And out comes a knight. And another knight, a bit of symmetry going on here. Ooh, an aggressive move. We've got f3, ladies and gentlemen. That's the pawn in front of the white bishop. Moved one square forward. Now Darrel has decided to basically contest the centre, so he's stuck a knight out, and that knight's looking at that central right square. Leon's decided not to push it 2 squares forward. That pawn's just moved a solitary 1 square. On the first move with your pawns, you'll get an option of moving it either 2 squares or 1 square. Thereafter, only 1 square. Okay, possible first exchange of the evening. Darrel's brought out a bishop. Does Leon fancy the first exchange, or is he going to retreat? Oh, a retreat. And very sensibly, that's the first castle of this evening. It's the only time in chess where you can move 2 pieces at the same time. Oh, now he's decided to move it. Now you're going to wonder why he didn't do that to start with. So he's moved it 1 square, then waited 2 moves, and then moved it another square. It would have been more efficient to have done it 2 squares to start off with. But hey, it's still a very even position here. Nobody has got the upper edge. Darrel's decided to transfer his bishop from the d6 square over to the b4 square. And the difference of this is that now that white knight is pinned. It means it cannot move. If it moved, then he would have made an illegal move because he would be placing himself in check. Okay, a bit more aggression. Another pawn's gone forward, but that might have been a mistake. Can we see the correct response from Darrel? No. Bishop's come out. It's a good developing move, but it wasn't the best move. Okay, so now Leon's decided he's had enough of that bishop. Question now to Darrel is, does he want to exchange it? Does he want to retreat it? If he does nothing, that pawn will take that bishop. Okay, we're now moving backwards. That bishop's got a lot of exercise so far. Leon's brought his bishop out. Just coming up to the end of the round by the looks of it, ladies and gentlemen. So, oh, an evenly balanced position.
Fuck what you heard. It's what you hearing. It's what you hearing. Listen. It's what you hearing. Listen. It's what you hearing. Listen. X gon' give it to you. Fuck, wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to you. Knock, knock, open up the door, it's real. If the non-stop pop out, I'm stainless steel. Go hard, getting busy with it. But I got such a good heart that I make the motherfucker wonder if you did it. Damn right, and I do it again. Cause I am right, so I got to win. Break bread with the enemy. No matter how many cats I break bread with, I'll break who you sending me. You motherfuckers never wanna know what your life saved. Bitch, and that's for the life they I'm living down, down. Like a nigga said freeze. But won't be the one ending up on his knees, bitch, please. But the only thing you can't steal is came out to play. Stay out my way, motherfucker. We gonna rock, then we gonna fall. Then we let it pop, don't let it go. X gon' give it to ya, he gon' give it to ya. X gon' give it to ya, he gon' give it to ya. First we gonna rock, then we gonna fall. Then we let it pop, don't let it go. X gon' give it to ya, he gon' give it to ya. X gon' give it to ya, he gon' give it to ya. He never gave nothing to me. Every time I turn around, cats got their hands in the air.
Could you give Alex a hand with the stuff back in the ring for the next round, just for the next round?
seats. Okay, getting ready for chess round 2, and my word, you guys from Norfolk can really fight, can't you? I swear you both threw more punches in that round than I have in my entire career, so salute you. Okay, so off we go. We've got a very balanced position here. Nobody's got the edge at the moment. It's Darrel's move, so black pieces to move. Time's pretty even, nobody's got an advantage yet. We've got a bit of a retreat from Darrel. He's moved his knight backwards, offering an exchange of bishops. And the knight comes out. So basically white is now in a position to castle. Okay, we've got an exchange, our first exchange. Now, bishops have come off. Leon spotted he could recapture, so nobody's got a material deficit. And knight takes pawn, so we've now got Darrel is a pawn ahead. So in the chess terms, pawns are worth 1 point. Knights and bishops are roughly equal, so they're worth 3 points or 3 pawns. Those funny tower-looking things in the corner, they are rooks, they're worth 5. Ooh, got some moves here now. So Darrel's threatening. Ooh, Leon's gone for a very quick castle. Ooh. Wow, okay. What we just had there was Darrel moved his knight, allowing Leon to take his queen. Leon, instead of taking his queen, decided to retreat his bishop. So I'm guessing these guys are more boxers than chess players, but we've got a chess match on our hands now, guys, because Darrel's now got a pawn and a piece advantage. If you count up those minor pieces, white's got 1 knight and 1 bishop. The knights are the things that look like horses, but Darrel, if you count them, he has 2 knights, 1 bishop. Leon has, though, even though he's got a material deficit, he has an extra minute on the clock, or close to, so. Remember, you don't have to win by checkmate, you don't have to win by knockout, you can actually just win by letting your opponent run out of time. Okay, so Leon's gone on the aggressive again. He's pushed a pawn up in front of his king. Never normally a good idea. You want to keep those pawns in front of your king for safety. Okay. Ooh. Okay, bit of a change in fortune here. Leon has grabbed Darrel's knight, so now material is about equal. I think we've just got Darrel a pawn ahead at the moment, which in chess terms is negligible. That's like the equivalent of being a point up in boxing. And that pawn's now disappeared, so we've now got a completely level chess match. And not much longer of the round before you're going to see some more high-quality fighting. Okay, so Darrel's moved a pawn 2 squares forward, and Leon's done the same.
Jeans on, my by any means on, part and I'm getting my scream on, into the kingdom, but watching you bring home, you see a black man with a white woman at the top floor, they gon' come to kill King Kong, middle America packed in, green to see me in my black skin, number 1 question they asking, fuck every question you asking, if I don't get ran at my Catholics, it comes to conservative Baptists, claiming I'm overreacting like the black kids in Chirac bitch, 4 in the morning, and I'm zoning, they say I'm possessed, it's the omen, I keep it 300, like the Romans, 300 bitches, where the Trojans, baby we living, in the moment, I've been the minutes, for the longest, but I ain't finished, I'm devoted, and you know it, and you know it, so follow me up, cause this shit about to go, I'm doing 500. having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 pounds, but a bitch ain't one. Kill me. The rap patrol on the gap patrol. Foes who wanna make sure his casket's closed. Rap critics who say his money cash holes. He's from the hood, stupid. What type of facts are those? If you want their hoes and your sap told you be celebrating the minute you was having fun. So fuck critics, kiss our whole asshole. You don't like the lyrics, you can press fast forward. This is radio, we don't play the show. They don't play our hits, we don't give a shit. So all these fags trying to use our ass, so advertising to give them more cash for ads. Fuckers, I don't know what you take us as, or understand the intelligence of J's we has. From rags to riches, we ain't done. We got 99 pounds of the bitch ain't one. 99 pounds of the bitch ain't one. We got 99 pounds of the bitch ain't one. We got 99 pounds of the bitch ain't one. Years 94 and my trunk is raw. In the rear view mirror is the motherfucking law. I got two choices, y'all. Pull over the car or bounce on the devil, put the pedal to the floor.
Okay, getting ready for chess round 3. Fighters with headphones on. Referee about to start the clock. Okay, so just to recap at the current position, Darrel is a pawn ahead. He has just a little less than 4 minutes. Leon is, like I say, a pawn down. He's got 4 minutes 53. Okay, now the deficit is 2 pawns, because Darrel's just grabbed one, but we might see a change in fortunes here. Can Leon spot what I can see? Okay, so he's grabbed the pawn back, but that was not the best move. Probably the best move was to actually take the rook that was just on the black square. It was actually able to be taken by the bishop that's sandwiched between the queen and the rook. Okay, the rook grabbed its pawn, it's decided to come home. This is where chess boxing gets tricky, because you're sitting down and you're trying to concentrate on something that's very cerebral, but all you can remember is that last punch your opponent threw at you. So you've got to kind of manage your adrenaline at this point, try and calm down, but at the same time you've got to remember that that is a ticking bomb that you've got. That clock, 3 minutes 20, 3 minutes 19, if that hits 0, 0, 0, 0, you have lost the match. No matter how well you're doing, you could be a queen up, you could be a punch away from knockout. If you lose on time, you lose the game. So they've got to keep an eye on the clock as well as keeping an eye on their chess pieces. Hey, first time either queen's moved. Darrel has brought out Her Majesty. She's now sitting beautifully on f6. Maybe going to come into the game. Okay, Leon's moved a pawn forward. That pawn is protected. Okay, what we call a prophylactic move. It's not really doing anything, but what it does do, it gives that king that's sat all the way up at the top right-hand corner a bit of air, a bit of breathing room. So later on in the game, when we get to the section of chess called the end game, that might be a critical move to have made. So his king has a way of getting out, as opposed to coming in via the center, it can get out via the edge. Those of you that are counting up material will note that Darrel is still a couple of pawns ahead. Not much has changed, but literally the position. Wow, we're now going to change around. Okay. Right, okay. 2 good moves in a row. So basically, that rook that was sitting on c3 had basically been on pre, which means free to capture for about the last 5 moves. But Leon has now equalised the game. Oh! Her Majesty is no more. We only have 1 queen on the board now, and that belongs to Darrel. So Darrel is now firmly ahead in the chess. But it could all turn around in another round of boxing, because those guys, Duracell bunnies.
Mac, I'm gone in. A millionaire, I'm a young money millionaire, tougher than Nigerian hair. My criteria compared to your career just isn't fair. I'm a venereal disease, like a menstrual bleed through the pencil and leak on the sheet of the tablet in my mind. Cause I don't write shit, cause I ain't got time. For my seconds, minutes, hours go to the almighty dollar and the almighty power of that chopper. Sister, brother, son, daughter, father, motherfucker, copper. Got the Maserati dancing on the bridge, pussy poppin', tell the coppers, ha 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 ha. You can't catch them, you can't stop them. I go by them goon rules. If you can't beat them, then you pop them. You can't man them, then you mop them. You can't stand them, then you drop them. You pop them, cause we pop them like over red and vodka. Motherfucker, I'm ill. Yeah. A million here, a million there. Sicilian bitch with long hair, with coconut every gear, like smoking the thinnest air. I open a Lamborghini, hoping them crackers see me. Like, look at that bastard Weezy. He's a beast, he's a dog, he's the motherfucking problem. Okay, you're a goon, but what's a goon to a goblin? Nothing, you ain't scaring nothing. On some faggot bullshit, call them Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, jumpin', them boys up to something. They just spent like 2 or 3 weeks out the country. Them boys up to something, they just not just bluffing. You don't have to call, I hear my dance like Usher, ooh. I just found my tempo like on DJ Mustard, ooh. I hit that Ginobili with my left hand on like, woo. Lobster and saline for all my babies that are niche. Chicken finger, french fry for them hoes that wanna dance. Jumpin', them boys up to something. I think I need some Robitussin. Way too many questions, you must think I trust you. You searching for answers, I do not know nothing, woo. I see him tweaking, they know something's coming, woo. Jumpin', them boys up to something, woo. Jumpin', fuck what you expecting, woo. Shot-town, Michael Jordan just said text me, woo.
Jumpin'. I just seen the jet take out, they up to something. Them boys just not bluffing, Jumpin', them boys up to something. She was trying to join the team, I told her, wait. She chicken wings and fries, we don't go on dates. Noble. I just thought a private dinner.
Thank you very much, and we're ready for another round of chess. Cheers.
Okay, the referee has called it off at the end of boxing round 3. Can we get a huge round of applause for Darrel Almighty High and the winner this evening, Leon Bomber Harris.
Break your fucking neck, bitches. Yeah. Here we go now. Give it away now. Just give it away, nigga. Yeah, here we go now. Tell me what you really wanna do. Come here, man. Talk to a nigga, talk to me. You look like you can really give it to a nigga. From the way you're talking, the way you try to walk for me, the way you really try to put it on the dog. Doing it like I never did before for me. The way you break your back and I break your neck, and the way you try to put it on the floor for me. Come on. Oh yeah, tell me what niggas is at. I'm the best y'all niggas one time when I lock it down and I hit you with that. That bomb shit, y'all niggas.
Okay, so the winner of bout 3, Leon Bomber Harris. Well done to both fighters. That was a riveting match of chess boxing. Well done you. Let's have a massive round of applause for both of them. All right, it's time for our headline bout. Oh, it couldn't get more exciting, could it? We'll be joined in the blue corner by Ethan Hammer Holmwood. Another popular local lad from Norwich. He's 17 years old, weighs 100 kilograms and stands at 6'4". And this, again, let's have a big round of applause, is his first fight! Now Ethan's favourite opening is the hippo, real move, honestly, after his chess boxing hero, Tim Hippo Walgar. So let's look out for that. Another massive round of applause for Ethan Hammer Holmwood!
What would be my door? Even though we sometimes thought that we were happy with the joy the day would bring. Sneaking out the back door, hang out with those hoodlum friends of mine. Really at the back door, but I thought I told you not to go outside.
Keeping up the suspense. Let's go, Ethan, come on! I think we might have to do this one. You ready? I know you can't kick in boxing, can you?
Just don't tell and I'll give you anything you want in this whole wide world.
Okay, as suspected, he's not quite ready. I'm sure you don't want to watch us fight, so we're going to take a little breather for a couple of minutes, and we'll see you again in a sec.
I often tell myself that we could be more than just friends. I know you think that if we move too soon, it will all end. I live in misery when you're not around. I won't be satisfied till we're taking those vows. What's it gonna be?
important, and this was on us, that he comes out to the right entrance music. Very, very important, reminder. So please welcome Ethan Hammer Holmwood! Keep the claps going, guys! He's coming, I promise! Yeah!
Welcome to the jungle. King of this shit, royal blood. Welcome to the rumble. If we're not for Toby, bring a square.
In the ring, in the red corner, Cameron
Sneak to the cross, get the tough.
Now Cameron's joining us from Hatfield. He's 25 years old, weighs 97 kilograms, and stands at 6'7" tall. Much taller than me. This is his third fight with 1 win and 1 loss. Cameron is named Hurt Locker because in a previous job he dealt with unexploded ordnance. For anyone who doesn't know that's actual bombs. Yeah, and he's formerly lived in Great Yarmouth, so he's looking forward to winning in his old stomping ground. Bold words, welcome to the ring, Cameron Hurt Locker Little!
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have the main event of the evening. This is going to be a spectacle. Okay, so we've got with the white pieces this evening, Ethan the Hammer Holmwood. And with the black pieces, Cameron Hurt Locker Little. We've got the heavyweights, the flagship division. These guys, 100 kilos each. Off you go. Okay, so let's see what sort of chess players we've got this evening. Okay, something a little unorthodox there. We've got a G3, and now what's he going to play? After D5, got a knight out, that's pretty thematic, we like that. Another knight, this is looking good. Okay, and a bishop out. And a pawn comes forward, that looks a little more threatening. Cameron only using 5 seconds for his first 3 moves. Half a minute used by Ethan. Okay, and we've got castle. So this is a lovely position. Looks like we've got chess players. But now we've got the first question for Ethan. His knight is being attacked. If he does nothing, that knight is going to go. That pawn will take the knight, so the knight has to move somewhere. It can move to, I think, 5 squares in total, 3 of which are shit. I ain't going to lie to you. 2 of them are good moves. Let's see if you can find one of the good ones. Maybe a retreat, maybe knight back. Put it in the hole between the queen and the rook, that would look like a decent idea, or move it out to the right-hand side. Okay, we've got a technical issue, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with us 1 second. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's a technical failure. We have now, okay, so basically the knight moved to G5 and it got taken when it moved there, and for some reason I think we're missing a pawn in front of the queen on that position, because otherwise I don't see what's stopping white playing bishop takes queen. Oh, the pawn's magically reappeared. Thank God for technical gremlins. Okay, I'm going to have to come into the ring now because I can't see the clock times. Okay, so just to update you, Ethan has got a little over 6 minutes. Cameron's still got 7 minutes and 10 seconds, so he's playing very quickly. Position is such that Cameron is a piece up, but there's not many weaknesses in Ethan's position, so we're going to see a lot of boxing, I would imagine. He's now moved his other bishop out. There's quite a bit of theme here. Both of the bishops are tucked nicely behind pawns. There's no major weakness. Okay, Cameron's castled queenside. That's the long way of castling. So the king moved 2 squares to the left and the rook comes over the top. It's a way of keeping your king safe in chess because you don't want to get checkmated. It's basically like being knocked out. It's the end of the game and you feel rather embarrassed. It's what happened to me if you caught the first fight. Seriously, therapy will be required for that one. I'm not sure what the orange squares mean. I think, God knows, but the knight's gone in, so we've got an attacking move from Ethan. This is looking good, and we've got to be coming up to the end of the round, surely. So probably only a few seconds left for Cameron to find a good move. Brings his knight out. So basically Cameron has now developed every single one of his pieces, except that rook that's in the top right-hand corner. And the only piece that hasn't moved so far, ooh! Right at the end of the capture.
Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. Welcome to the room of people who have rooms of people that they love one day docked away. Just because we check the guns at the door doesn't mean our brains will change from hand grenades. You love another psychopath sitting next to you. You love another murderer sitting next to you. You think I'd get here sitting next to you. But after all I've said, please don't forget. All my friends are here.
excellent first round. Let's get a round of applause for both of our fighters. Take their seats, please. Okay, after an action-packed first round of boxing, we are back to chess. This is chess round 2. I've suddenly realised I can't see the clock from here. Okay, and if we're ready to go. Okay, another 3 minutes of chess has just begun. Okay, Cameron's grabbed the knight that was on offer. That was what happened at the end of the last chess boxing round. So basically we have a big material advantage for Cameron. So the tactic now is going to be probably for the hammer to basically step up his boxing and go for a knockout, because at the moment in the chess he's got a lot of material to get back. But at the moment in terms of the chess, it's Cameron that's basically doing the aggressive maneuvers. That pawn that's basically on the far right hand side of the board, it's just now exchanged itself off. That's created a huge alleyway for both the queen and the rook to basically penetrate White's position. And I'll tell you now, penetration is not what you want in chess. This is going to be very painful. Okay, so he needs a bit of defense. So we're looking for maybe the pawn to move 2 squares forward. We're looking for some form of extra defense around that king. So he needs to start moving his pieces that are on the left-hand side of the board over to the right-hand side of the board. Of course, the other tactic in chess boxing, a bit of gamesmanship here, is to start playing chess really slowly. The slower you play, the less moves will be made and the more boxing you will get. So my advice, if you could hear me, if you wasn't listening to Justin Bieber right now, I would say to the hammer, slow the hell down. And not too slow, because that's what our referee's for. She will call stalling if after about 20 to 30 seconds the person that isn't making moves needs to. Ooh. Okay, there's a bit of action here. Hopefully you can see that the black pieces on the right-hand side of the board are starting to crowd around White's king. That's the thing that looks like a love heart with a cross on top of it. So the knight on h2, that's in the bottom right-hand corner of the board, is giving check to the white king. So the white king needs to either move or capture, but it's moved. So it's come over. Wow, okay, so now all of those 3 pawns that were previously covering the hammer's position have now all been removed, and he's only got pieces basically blocking that queen from checkmating the white king. So nice and slow, get another round of boxing in, because it's what the crowd wants. In terms of clock times here, we have 3 minutes left for the hammer and an unbelievable 5 minutes and 56 seconds on Cameron's clock. So what you have witnessed so far, Cameron has done all of his moves in 1 minute and 34. Hey, we got our wish. More boxing!
mich. Du hast mich. Du hast mich. Du hast mich.
Forever finessing the plug. Got rich and I learned what the difference was. Looked at the top and said, bitch, I want all this. Young with new money, I'm rich and obnoxious. I'm multiple drugs, now the shit got me nauseous. A cowboy, I'm reckless and lawless. Look, I win the awards and I sell out my tours. I need me a Natalie Portman like Thor's. Matter of fact, she's just what I'm working towards. And I got the juice like I'm hooked up on cords. Party tonight at Borgores. Don't talk to me like I'm average, bitch, we're lords. Look, mama, I made it to Forbes. Look, mama, I made it to Forbes. Look, mama, I made it to Forbes.
Okay, wasn't that amazing? Fighters giving it their all. Okay, there's a bit of blood on camera, my word. Okay, let's get the clock started. Now the good news is, Ethan's got enough time on his clock to give him one more chance for that knockout. So he's got a little bit more than the 3 minutes that the chess round's going to last. It's just whether he can keep Cameron from checkmating him in those 3 minutes. Otherwise, it will be a triumph of brain over brawn this evening. Okay, I don't know if you caught that on the screen, but the king that was on the black squares moved further to the right. And now he is basically backed into a corner, so it's now just basically cling on for dear life. He's just got to find a way of basically stopping that checkmate from happening, which at the moment is going to descend on that bishop. The white bishop that's standing just to the left and up from the king is the checkmating square. So if you can find a way of stopping that, we have some more chess. Okay, so he's found Queen F1, which basically protects the bishop, but... Oh, okay. Well, actually, the knight could have taken the queen, but he decided to take the bishop instead. So, actually, this is... If queen takes bishop, we actually might have a lot more chess. In all fairness, if he doesn't find this, it is actually the only legal move on the board, so I don't think that was giving much away. He found it. Oh, and Cameron has done this beautiful move. That knight that was basically just in front of the white king has now moved over, which looks like a weak move, but actually, you see that rook in the top right-hand corner of the screen? That is what is now giving check. So basically, black is given white check, white has only got 2 legal moves, neither of which with the king, they're both with the queen, and I'm afraid after that, black has checkmate in 1 move, so really what you're seeing here is the dying embers of this game. So, okay, so he played queen h2, and then we've had rook takes queen, and that white king is well and truly checkmated. It's actually about, it would take him about 4 moves to get out of that. Give a huge round of applause to Ethan, the hammer, and the slightly bloodied Cameron, the hurt locker, little. Let me hand you back to our MC this evening.
Oh, what a riveting final bout! Come on! So let's give it up for our winner by checkmate, Cameron Herlocker Little! But that was an amazing bout of chess boxing, with the chess and the boxing both being as tight as it can be. So let's also give a huge round of applause to Ethan Hammer Holmwood! Thank you very much, Norwich. You've been an amazing audience this evening. Have you enjoyed Chessboxing? Yes! We've enjoyed having you here. So, a few last bits of business as we congratulate the fighters. We want to thank you again for joining us tonight. If you want to continue the party, there's an after party. Are you going to be there, guys? Yeah? Fighters are going to be at the after party at Stadia, which I believe is just across the road, so please join us if you want to. And very importantly, if you haven't done so already, remember to donate to Yellobric. They're doing amazing things in sub-Saharan Africa, and they really want your support. So if you don't have change on you tonight, make sure you look them up and support them later on and keep in touch with what they're doing. So.